It's that time of week again when I release another video. It's a Christmas miracle!
Not actually a miracle.
So here's a list of my favourite Christmas films I like to watch or think you should watch. Let's start it off with The Muppets Christmas Carol. It's one of the best takes on the classic Christmas Carol story. The songs are fun and the humour is great. Michael Caine did a really good job as Scrooge. He makes the transition between grumpy old man and happy Christmas man believable. The songs are catchy, the puppets are funny, give it a watch. The best way to describe this is lovely. It's lovely. But if you want a version of A Christmas Carol that isn't so lovely, you can watch Scrooge, Ed. Scrooged. I saw this when I was a kid and it terrified me. It's not a horror film, but it does lean in that direction at some parts. Yeah, now I'm all grown up and I'm not scared anymore. I'm not scared, honest. I understand it's a comedy, but it does have a bit of a dark atmosphere, which I enjoy. There's a half decomposed zombie in it. Even the base story of A Christmas Carol is about a guy who is haunted by ghosts until he's scared straight. But yes, this is a comedy. Much of the weight of the film is carried by Bill Murray, and he does a terrific job. If you had a different actor with less charisma, the movie would fall flat on its face. He's perhaps a bit too shouty for me, but even if you don't like Bill Murray, the film is worth watching just for the ghosts. The ghosts are easily my favourite part of the entire movie. So in the end, it's funny, a little bit scary, but funny, and Bill Murray gets haunted by ghosts. What more could you ask for?
But when he saw his mother, Niagara Falls.
Hey kid, do you like superheroes?
Wow, those are our favorite.
Well, have I got the Christmas video for you?
Oh, great.
I present We Wish You a Turtle Christmas. Hey, I didn't say everything on this video was going to be good. In fact, this is absolutely terrible. However, it's such a weird experience, it really should be witnessed firsthand. Just look at their freaky faces. That hideous toothy grimace is there for the entire 20 minutes of runtime. It never changes. The basic story follows the turtles as they go out looking for a present for Splinter, and they sing as they go. I use the word story very loosely. I guess this was aimed at children. One kid is just skating around and getting in the way. They throw some kids into a few of the songs, but half of them just stand around with nothing to do. What the hell has happened to Splinter? You can tell he lives in a sewer. The song choices are so bizarre, it's as if they threw all the music genres into a hat and picked them out at random. They start with a reggae song, and what kid likes opera? My favourite song is the rap. They're rapping about rapping, or rapping about rapping. Obviously, I'm not recommending this to everyone, but if you're the type of person to laugh at how weird and terrible it is, give it a watch. It's pretty easy to find if you're interested. It's even on YouTube.
Does anybody want a pizza? Sheesh. Yeah.
So here's A Miracle on 34th Street. What's that about, you ask? Santa Claus gets accused of being a delusional old man and has to prove he's the real deal in a court of law. Sure, the film has its flaws, it could do with being a little bit funnier or have a snappier pace to it, but Richard Attenborough is incredibly charming and it's worth watching just for him.
I'd like the court to see Mr. Kringle make the reindeer fly.
He only flies on Christmas Eve.
Next we have The Bottom Christmas Episode. It's a very well-known English comedy series from the 90s, but as a result I'm not sure how well the humour will translate in other parts of the world. I always watch this around Christmas time. It follows the characters of Richie and Eddie as they get up to various activities on Christmas Day, including dealing with the arrival of Jesus.
And you're all wearing crowns. Virgin.
The characters are completely disgusting and vile in an entertaining way, and some of the writing is really clever.
Ooh. That's a bit of a nasty nick, isn't it? Why don't you call for the ambulance?
Well, I'm going to need to bloody well dial with now.
If you don't like the sentimental nature of Christmas films, you could always try Bad Santa. I was aware of this film for a few years, but honestly I thought it looked terrible. It looked so grimy and I thought it would be nothing but sleazy jokes all the time. Last year my girlfriend convinced me to watch it and I thought it was great. It's really funny, and while the main character is very vulgar and sleazy, the whole film isn't that way. He's written like a complete unlikable person. His character arc felt incredibly genuine. My favourite character by far was the kid. I had no idea where the story was going. It was fantastic. It does appear there's a few different versions of this film available, and I'm pretty sure I watched the theatrical cut, so I can't speak for the quality of the others. That said, this was a lot of fun, and if you haven't seen it, you should definitely give it a try.
If you were Santa, you could do magic.
You want to see some magic? Here, let's watch you disappear.
I'm sure everyone has seen Gremlins, but if you haven't, give it a watch, and if you have, watch it again. So Gremlins is a comedy horror Christmas film. The mischievous nature of the little creatures is really fun. The practical effects still hold up to this day. Sure, you can catch the occasional wire or something, but I've seen worse effects from films released this year. Some aspects of the film are a bit odd. The rules of the Gremlins make no practical sense, to the point where they make fun of them in the sequel. The dad's inventions are fun, but they don't really go anywhere. Some of the background actors aren't that good, and some of the lines are corny. It also has a downbeat ending, which might not be what you want for a Christmas film. But really all of those are just nitpicks in what is otherwise a great experience. It's a fantastically fun film. It is a horror, but it's not very scary or gory. Jurassic Park had more gore in it. It makes for a brilliant, scary family Christmas film. Next we have The Grinch.
Someone just say Grinch.
I've heard a lot of people complain that this deviates from the book, but I don't care at all. Sure, the film isn't perfect, but Jim Carrey's The Grinch is hilarious. There's a scene where he's in a cave arguing with himself. That always makes me laugh. I also find the mayor quite funny too. He's so serious all the time, it's just really silly. It's nice how the story emphasises that Christmas isn't about presents and consumerism, but being with friends and family. It's not a flawless movie. There's a couple of adult jokes that are completely out of place. They're subtle enough that kids won't pick up on them, but they still shouldn't be there. Regardless, it's a nice Christmas film, and if you get the chance, watch it. Now we move on to Krampus, which is my favourite film on this list. It's very similar to Gremlins in many ways, but has a stronger Christmas theme. Krampus removes all of the things from Gremlins that didn't work and strengthens the things that did. It's funny, scary, the practical effects are amazing, the creature designs are perfect, and the atmosphere is great. The score is also really good, and the sound design is brilliant. Honestly, I don't have a negative thing to say about this movie. It'd make a great double bill with Gremlins. If you haven't seen Krampus, you need to watch it. Just a warning though, there are about 5 or more Krampus movies, so make sure you get the right one. I have mixed feelings about Home Alone. The family is so disgustingly rich it irritates me to no end. The parents and family are so horrible and rude I can't find any sympathy for them when they're panicking and trying to get home. And Macaulay Culkin is a pretty bad actor, and the way he talks to himself and breaks the fourth wall is a bit weird. On the other hand, the two thieves are brilliant and they make the entire film. And I enjoy the subplot of the old guy with the shovel. While I might have mixed feelings on the film itself, it always gets me in the Christmas mood, and I guess that's what's important. I don't think there's anyone on the planet that hasn't seen this film, so let's move on. It's a Wonderful Life is a touching film, and I'm always surprised by how many people haven't seen it. It follows George Bailey, who after giving up everything to help others, he wishes he had never been born. He then gets a visit from a guardian angel. If you haven't seen this film before, you're really missing out. Of course, you've got plenty of other Christmas films you could watch. There's always the Snowman animation. I didn't put Elf on the list because while it's enjoyable, I did find it to be a bit confused. It's too grown up for children and too childish for adults. Still, it's not bad and there's a lot of funny moments. If you do watch any of these films, I'd love to know what you think of them and what your favourite Christmas movies are. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you all have a great Christmas.
God bless us, everyone.